Hey everybody, wanted to show you I guess what I do when I cut my soaps, and I'm going to actually try something out today which I haven't done before, which is I have a soap stamp with Bubs and Scrubs on it, and I think I'm going to try that out. I'm hoping I don't mess up any of my soap because this is the first time that I'm going to try to use it, so we'll see. This soap has been sitting in the mold for about a week. I've gotten very patient over time with my soaps. It used to be the case when I made my soap, I would unmold it maybe less than 24 hours, which isn't what you're really supposed to do. So I've gotten very good about being patient about not messing with my soap and letting it do its thing, and then, you know, cutting it later. So these soaps have been in their mold for about a week. I took them out, I did some pre-cuts, and then what this is here is my soap cutter. And, you know, right now I don't have everything super standardized, so this cutter is adjustable, and it has a guitar string type wire here, and that makes a nice clean cut in the soap that's pretty straight. And I have a couple markers here, which is just tape, so I know where I need to do my slices. And so I got this because it's adjustable. I can obviously, you know, cut any dimension with this, but when, you know, I get big time and all that, I'll have some, you know, uniform cutters, and then everything will be standardized. But for now, there might be a little bit of variation. So let me show you this soap. This is my eucalyptus peppermint soap, and I love it. I'm so happy with the way this came out, and there's like a little thing of soap there. It's so pretty. Look at it. I love, you know, I'm developing kind of my whole, what I call a soap identity, and I like the layered look. I know that for a fact. I love the layers. I also like something that's exfoliating in my soap, so maybe the whole soap doesn't have to be scrubby, but I do like something in there. And so this down here isn't super scrubby, but it does have oatmeal in it, and it also has peppermint. Crushed peppermint. That's what this is. Whenever you put botanicals in a cold process soap, it turns brown. There's a few that do not. So parsley is one, but there's no parsley in here. But what gave this the green color is parsley powder. So it's a natural colorant that's been included. Another botanical that does not discolor is calendula flower petals. So that's like the little yellow flower petals I put in some of my soap. But generally, anything that's botanical, you put it in cold process soap and it turns brown. So you just have to be aware of that. So if you were to put rose petals or like lavender buds, they look brown. So they don't really look so great once they're actually mixed into the soap. So anyway, this is, and I tried a new technique on top in terms of texturizing the top, and I like that too. I think that kind of goes along with what would be like an invigorating kind of smell. So I'll use my cutter. And, you know, I pre-cut some of these already, and what you see me doing is wiping away little pieces of soap, that kind of, you know, bits that come off. And, you know, I clean the wire a little bit so it keeps a clean cut. So I have my tape here, I line it up, and then I just cut it. It's as easy as that. And I have my box here where I'll put it, so it'll stay nice and neat. And that's what it looks like. And what you see me doing here is I kind of smooth out the bottom a little bit to take off some of the rough edges. It's soft when I cut it, when I first slice it, so it's easy to do that. And I guess I should try stamping it, right? Let's give this a try. If this doesn't look right, then I'll just have to figure that out, because the way it works is, you know, you kind of have to wait and see, like, when is the right time to stamp your soap. So this is a little hard. You can't really see it. The impression looks great, though. The folks that made the stamp for me did an amazing job. It looks really good. Some people use mica, which is, you know, a cosmetic grade shimmery powder. And so I could dip this in mica and then put it on here. This probably does not come through in the camera, but it's actually a very good stamp. And if I can get it to show, it's going to look really nice. So maybe I'll skip the stamping this go around. I'll just cut these guys. So the one thing I found too is that this peppermint smell, you know, guys and girls really like it. This is an all-natural soap, so I didn't add in any cosmetic glitter or, you know, any fragrance oils. It's with essential oils only, and the colorants are natural. And so I sliced these And this one is still kind of new. This one won't be on the store yet. So this one still needs to sit at least another 3 weeks. But I'll work in the description and get that ready to go. So for when it's time to sell it. I'm hoping with this wire cutter that it doesn't snap on me, because I have to figure out how to fix it if that happens. I'm sure it's not that hard, but this is one less thing I don't want to figure out how to do right away. So right now the molds I use, they make 9 bars, and so if you want a custom order or your own kind of bulk set, the minimum order quantity is 9 bars. You could always order more, but the minimum is 9 because that's my mold size. So for these newest soaps, I'm only making 9 at a time to see how they sell. I think this will be a really good seller though. But this is my first time making it this way. I'll probably keep this look because I like it a lot. And I love my soap recipe. I know I'm tooting my own horn, but that's what this is all about, right? It's marketing. So, but I love it because it's this beautiful creamy color, and this is just one of my all-time favorite colors. It's just calming and it's soothing. You know, I have a little sitting room in my house which is all cream. I love it. So and I love green and the cream together, so these are gorgeous. So that's going to be cool and tingly. I'll set these aside. And then I also have a spray bottle of vinegar and water, and I use that to clean up in between so I don't mix too much stuff. Where's that coming from? So there's little soapy bits that get on here. And then, you know, because it has peppermint flakes and all that stuff in there, I have to clean that off. And then when I'm all done cutting everything, then I'll really clean up. So my next one is Let It Go Lavender. It's one of my top sellers. It was probably the second soap that I started selling. It's another all-natural soap. And I've changed the look a little bit. And I'm like that. I get bored kind of easily, so I do tend to tweak things and change things. So it's pretty similar to what it was before. So I keep the lavender buds on top. And so, you know, like I said before, I don't put a lot of lavender inside because it would turn brown and it doesn't really look so pretty anymore. These little soap curls that I put on top are made with an all-natural colorant. It's from an alkanet root infusion. So that was another soap I made in advance. And whenever I have these like soaps on top or soaps mixed in, it's all soap that I've made in advance. And so, you know, it's not like I'm buying soap and cutting it up and using it as decoration. It's still all my own soap. And so again, with this soap, I added a layer, and this layer is oatmeal and lavender buds. So I took these lavender buds, or you know, some of them, and I crushed them up real fine because I didn't want them to look like this, because they look like mouse droppings if you don't crush them, and that would be kind of nasty. So this is oatmeal and crushed lavender on the bottom. So again, slightly exfoliating, but it's still very light. I mean, oatmeal is one of the most gentle abrasives you could have. So, you know, limited it to the bottom so there's some smoothness on it, but then just a little bit of exfoliation. So, why is that happening? So this is what it looks like. And you can see the soap curls coming through and a little bit of layer. So I think this is pretty. I like this one too. The only difference really between the last go around and this one is that I put the layer on the bottom. So you can't see like a clear line on this one because I didn't use different colors. You can just really see, excuse me, the stuff that's mixed in on the bottom. That's what's creating the difference. So I'm putting them in my lavender box where they belong. And for when I cut the lavender soap, it's even more important that I clean off that wire, because why is my hair sticking? If I don't clean off the lavender off the wire, it does still do. It kind of makes deeper cuts in the soap. So that's that. This is kind of soft, so maybe I'll try stamping one of these, but I think I'm going to need to figure out how I want that stamp to come through. So these are just like stray lavender buds. The soap is still sticky because it's only a week old, so there's a lot more sticking to it right now. So once they sit in the box for another 3 weeks, they'll be hard. They'll be really, you know, firm to the touch and everything. So these definitely need to cure for a while. And the curing, it does a couple things. One, it makes it hard. So the water evaporates. The water that's used to make the soap evaporates, and it makes it harder. And, you know, that makes it longer lasting. But most importantly, it allows the soap to get more mild and to go through what's called the saponification process. And that's what makes soap. And so I'm convinced, and I know that it still goes through that process. It goes through it slowly, and it continues on over time. So like wine, soap, you know, all natural cold process soap gets better over time. And that's just how it is. So for example, if you make 100% olive oil soap, it needs to cure for like almost 6 months because it's all olive oil. So, you know, the cure time varies, you know, to some degree based on the oils that you use. And I know with the oils that I use, they need at least 4 weeks. And they just get better. I mean, my recipe does have a lot of olive oil in it, but not so much that it needs, you know, half a year to cure. And that's a lot. So these are looking good. These are looking really nice. They smell great. The lavender blend that I put together, it's not just lavender, it includes some other essential oils in it too, just to mellow it out a little bit, because sometimes if you use only lavender, it just has a medicinal smell. It's just too strong, I think. But, you know, I'm a hardcore lavender fan, so it doesn't bother me any. So this is Let It Go Lavender. Lots of lavender on there. You know, I did try to press it in pretty good, but I guess a fair amount of it is going to keep falling off. And that's just the way it goes. So thanks for watching. Let me show you the paper I showed you in the other video. The paper this is the paper I use for Let It Go Lavender. And again, this may be changing because I need to find something that's more cost effective. But I do have to say, I'm going to have a hard time parting with this because I love these designs so much. But I need to figure out a way, like I said, to make it a bit more cost effective. So that's Let It Go Lavender. That'll be ready in about another 3 weeks. So stay tuned, and the next time I have some more soap coming up, I will make a video. Thanks.